Welcome back
Hello.
to the cast, everyone.
How's it going?
It's going. Just trying to squeeze this in before Discord sort of just mutes you.
Yeah. He's Kev's been having trouble with Discord lately. They don't want him to hear the word of the Lord.
Yeah, well, one of my roommates moved out and he had a nice router. He had a nice TV. He took those with him and just left me being Amish for a little while, so I got a
Sounds like a traitor.
yeah, I got a little router now that's just getting me by.
Mm.
But
Let's pour one out for the old router.
pour one out on his router.
For real. So where do you want to start? Where do you want to start?
I don't know, man. You tell me. You got a couple of topics here. I got, a couple things spin off of you. We'll just see where we go. Yeah.
Well, Friday Fortnite's in full effect right now. Nobody's watching, except 100 billion people.
Yeah, a couple mil, I want to say.
So we're gonna start off with this gamer kid, who he's like the son of like a Russian politician or something, or like a Russian finance dude. But basically, he's just like this affluent kid, and he's playing some game on the couch with his friend, and his friend beat him and was talking shit. So this kid decides to just start lighting him up with the gun.
Dude, that is so beyond me. Do you know what game they were playing?
I have no idea. Probably
we can just
Russian
only imagine that is Russian
Euro
Minecraft.
Truck Simulator.
Dude, oh my god.
But there's pictures of the house, and dude, it was a bloodbath. Like
Like,
there
shot him
was
a lot.
I don't know if he actually shot him. I don't know how he killed him. They didn't
Oh,
explain it. But I just assumed they were like 1v1 each other, and he got mad and just pulled out his pistol and just started lighting this dude up. But the friend came back at him with a box cutter. It
Whoa.
said that.
Shit.
He came back swinging. He would not go down.
That would only happen in Russia. Like, in America, if that were to happen... Well, first of all, the video game industry now and playing that, it's not the same. I could see that if you would have told me that back in, like, 2008, it'd be like, hey, this kid just lost the 1v1 at Rust, quickscopes, and he definitely wanted to kill his friend. I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But, like, now, if it's Fortnite or whatever, I just don't see why anyone would kill each other.
I wish it said what they were playing, because they were probably playing some dumb shit. They were probably playing like 1-2 switch, and his friend was a better gorilla than him, so he decided to take him out. Like,
what do you think the hot game in Mother Russia is?
Probably like see
Vodka.
if we have electricity today.
Oh, okay. We both made some Russian stereotype jokes at the same time.
Yeah, but dude, there was like blood trails all the way up to like this fight was on multiple floors. These kids were going hard.
Yeah, that's why I also said that could only happen in Russia, because like if that was in America, yeah, then the kid would give up. He wouldn't put up a fight or anything.
This kid got shot. He came at his friend with a box cutter.
Hell yeah. That's the other thing is like, how did this kid have a box cutter depending on how old they are or what.
I think the kid was 15.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's got some like frontal lobe developed at that point.
Yeah.
You should
enough
know not to
consciously know to shoot his homie.
Pour one out for the router and the Russian homie.
You never pour one out in Russia, dude. You don't waste vodka like that.
That's true. Try and pour one out. Just drinking it at the bottom.
You try to pour one out and his dad will kill you.
Death is just common there.
Dude, Death, he lives in Russia.
He does.
Vacations there.
He's just drinking.
Drinking souls.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We can get off that.
Yeah, no, that's a good little intro to brighten up everyone's day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it happened. Here we go. I'm back.
We're back. We'll cut that out.
Yeah, no, that was a quick intermission just to bring you
back to America.
Yeah,
like R. Kelly.
America.
Do you have your passport? Do you know about sex?
No. Please enlighten me.
That's supposed to be the segue into your story.
Oh yeah. Okay. No. My story was, I've just been listening to a lot more podcasts lately. I started like listening to like Jeff Wittick and their podcasts and things like that, just because I thought his content was pretty funny after all the internet beef was going on.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, the like common theme on the podcast, everyone's just like talking about sex and like, yeah, talking about slamming puss, my guy.
Nice, dude.
And they're talking about their firsts. And I told you that I have a hilarious first time story that I don't think I've ever told you.
I don't believe so.
All right. Here we go. Well, I actually, since we were talking last week about how I did my stand-up routine.
Yeah,
I like.
laid.
Yeah, I lost my virginity then.
That's so sick, dude.
No, but I was telling a joke about like losing my virginity, but it was obviously like it was a joke, so none of it was real experience. But a lot of my friends in the crowd were upset that I didn't tell it. The actual
gotcha.
All right, so let me lay down the scenario here.
Yeah, hit me.
I'm about 18 at this point.
About?
Yeah, I was a late bloomer. What
does that mean?
I'm a late bloomer, man.
Okay.
No, so like we were at this party, and you know, we were having some drinks, having some fun, a couple of friends, and this girl approached me. I've never talked to her before, and she's like talking to me about like random stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, like giving her the time of day, and like she was getting super like grabby, like my chest.
Yeah, she was like, my vagina itches.
Yeah,
you want to scratch it?
No, but I didn't scratch it. That was the thing. I was playing super cool, arms at my side.
That's the cool kids do.
Standing at attention. No, and then like she was getting more aggressive, and she was like grabbing my dick, like give me a rop.
That's
rub outside the pants.
That's the best.
Oh, so I was like, yeah, like this is it. Like I'm gonna take her back, and I'm gonna slay her. And and I was like, oh yeah, like what are you doing like now? Like, do you want to chill? And she was like, no, I gotta walk back with a couple of my friends. But she was like, but take down my number and like we'll meet up later. And I was like, oh fuck, all right, whatever. So that was Friday, and then Wednesday, like I text her and like we're meeting up, and then she was like, oh yeah, like let's do it, like I want to see your cat. And I was like, oh, you know what that means, Jake.
Oh, I know what that means.
So I take her back, and like it's cool, we're watching some stuff. This is fucking weird to say, but I put on some Netflix for the chill. What do you think I put on for a
Mulan?
Movie? Mulan? No, that's close.
Like Wall-E.
It was it was the Lorax.
The Lorax? Dude, the Lorax gets puss, so that's not a bad choice.
The most sexually erotic movie.
Hey man, you gotta save the trees.
Absolutely. Nothing gets me hornier than
the Lorax's mustache.
Yes, that too. Yeah, so we're watching that and things like that, and it was just a lot of teasing where like I don't know, she was like you know, drawing lines on my body and shit like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It feels weird to say. And then like it was just more things like that. She was like, hey, like if you guess what I'm thinking, we could do it. And I was like, there's no way I can guess what you're fucking thinking. So at that point, this whole teasing process has been like 2 hours since she came over, and
you're ready to mind freak her.
Yeah. And it's been like 2 hours. The Lorax is finished, and I'm like rock solid from everything that's been going on. So I'm just like,
right.
You know what? Fuck this. like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. And then she was like, okay, yeah, like, let me get a shirt, we'll go to sleep. So I'm going to sleep. And then she wakes me up at like 3 a.m. And she's like, hey, okay, like, grab a condom. So I was like, fuck yeah, and just jumped out of bed, sprinted like Usain Bolt.
Man, at that point, I'd be like,
but anyways,
at that point, I'd be like, really now?
Dude, but like, you know, if
already full sleep.
Yeah. But I don't know, there's certain times, and since like it had never happened, obviously I was fine with losing sleep.
Sure.
So like we're going at it, but like I was still boner-fied from earlier. From earlier, yeah.
Tough.
So like we're going, but and we're doing it, and like the missionary, and like that was cool.
Yeah.
And then like we're trying other stuff, and I'm like, okay, like I know what's going on, you know. And but like, you know, partway through it, I'm feeling it, and I'm like, oh, like from everything that happened earlier, I feel like a vegan who hasn't told anyone that they're vegan in a half hour, they're just about to explode, right?
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh fuck, like go to doggy, because she said that was her favorite or whatever. So we're doing that, and
doing the dog.
We're doing the dog, and
your cat barked.
No.
Okay.
But this is where it gets weird. Is I thrust it forward, and she threw her head back to like moan.
Okay.
So I fucking headbutted this chick, dude.
Yeah.
Right in the back of the skull, and
KO'd her.
No. But I stopped. Everyone stopped. Everything stopped. It was dead quiet. 3 a.m. in the night.
What was the cat doing?
The cat was outside.
Okay.
So I pulled my penis out.
Yeah.
And I started laughing, like super hard, just because of the whole scenario. I thought it was hilarious. She started laughing, and then that went on for about like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, well, like, do you want to keep going? And I said, nope, I cannot. I just laughed so hard that I came. And
nice.
that was the first. Went back to sleep, and called it a night.
That's dope. That's a good headbutt. It would have been way funnier if you KO'd her though.
It would have been, I don't know, because there could have been legal implications of that, right?
Yeah, that's why it would have been good.
No.
It would have been a better story, dude, if you had to go to trial because you had consensual sex with this girl but knocked her out. That'd be a great story you could spin, dude. Just be like,
there's no more choke me daddy in 2019.
First time I had sex,
headbutt me.
First time I had sex, dude, I knocked a bitch out.
So much clout from
I was
that.
hitting it so hard she fell asleep.
Can't imagine that in Russia. I'd get a box cutter.
That's the only way to have sex, dude, is if someone's knocked out?
No, that's common practice in Russia, is they just headbutt.
Oh yeah, that's a greeting. Wow. Yeah, I didn't hurt anyone.
That's
when I
good.
was doing that.
That's expected.
But yeah, much less interesting.
Yeah. I just thought it'd be interesting to share because.
But I could tell some other cool stories of when I hurt girls.
Sure, Jake. What do you got for us?
You remember back in elementary school we had to take ISATs?
Yeah. The
So
Illinois Standard Aptitude Test.
Yeah. So it's so picture 8th grade. Set the scene for you. It's 8th grade. I'm in bumfuck nowhere, Crest Hill, right? We just moved there. It's my first year.
There.
It's always It's raining outside. And it's 8th grade. It's ISAT season, so it's probably like the week after my birthday, mid-April sometime.
Yeah.
And this girl who I'm friends with, I'm sitting next to her, and she keeps like falling asleep.
Okay.
And I'm like, because it's like 7 a.m. and we're taking standardized tests.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep like poking her with the like eraser side of a pencil. I'm like, yo, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. You can't fail this. I don't even know what happens if you fail the ISAT. but I was like, you gotta take this test. So then I go to poke her like in the face with it.
Okay.
But she moved, and I poked her in the ear.
Oh, that's hot.
It was pretty hot. I came a little. And then she just, like, eyes, like, just shoot open. And she just grabs her. She's like, what the fuck?
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Damn it.
I'm like, oh, my bad. I didn't mean to poke you in the ear. Help. You know, teacher comes over. She's like, oh, you got to go to the nurse's office. We don't know what's going on. So she goes to the nurse's office, and then I don't hear anything about it. We take the ISAT. She doesn't come back to the testing room. And I get pulled into like a separate room later that day. They're like, hey, so you know what happened with Caitlin, right? And I was like, no. It's like, I accidentally poked her in the ear, and then she was gone. What, is she okay? And dude, I'm 13 years old, right? And they're like, we don't know if it's going to be okay. And I was like, what happened?
Did she have a fucking aneurysm after you poked her?
They're like, she was bleeding from the ear.
What?
And the nurse said she thinks she might have ruptured her eardrum, and she might never be able to hear out of that ear again.
No shit.
I'm like, what? They're like, we know it's an accident, but we're going to have to suspend you for 2 days.
Dog, how deep did you go?
Dude, I only go deep. I went number 2 deep on the pencil. But so
it's
I'm
just a
like,
sharpened
like,
pencil on the other side of her ear. It's just
dude,
coming out.
It was the eraser side. That's why I was like, I was blown away at the power of the eraser. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, fuck, man, I'm suspended. I gotta tell my mom I deafened this girl. Like, what the fuck?
Helen Keller.
I made a modern Helen Keller. But, so I come back to school like 3 days later or whatever. Caitlin's not back at school.
Oh, shit.
People
it's because she can't hear.
Nobody really knows.
She's been waiting at the bus stop for 4 days.
Nobody really knows what happened. Because, she can't answer her phone. But she's like, I keep hearing like, yeah, she's like in surgery, like all this stuff. I'm like, dude, there's no way it's that serious. Like, there's no way. And the teacher like pulls me aside like the day I get back, and she's like,
she beats your ass.
Dude, she took out a fork and stabbed it in my ear.
Got a box cutter. You think it's funny to make girls
deaf? She started slicing me up like the fat kid from It.
Aw.
But she's like, yeah, we talked to Caitlin's parents. You know, she's doing okay. We're sending her homework to home. I'm like, well, is she gonna come back to school? They're like, it's hard to say.
No way.
I was like, there's no way.
Even if she's deaf, how the fuck are they just gonna pull her out of school?
I'm like, we could teach her sign language. It's not that serious. But
what's this one ear? Like, Caitlin, if you're listening to this podcast,
with one AirPod.
Give us a thumbs up.
But she comes back to school like a week later. And I'm like, oh, are you okay? Like, they told me you're deaf. And she goes, what? Well, she goes, what? And I'm like, no way. She goes, no, like, it's just like was swollen and bleeding for like a day, and then I was fine.
What the fuck?
I was like, these teachers just sit out here telling me I made you deaf and I just crippled you for life. You'll never be able to hear stereo music ever again.
Damn, dude. Yeah.
She's like, nah, it's cool.
That's probably all the school nurse could identify. She's like,
she saw
oh my
blood,
god,
she was
you
like,
gave her AIDS, Jake.
Whenever she saw someone with a cut, she's like, yeah, we're probably going to have to amputate.
Holy shit.
But yeah, dude, so that's one story of me hurting a girl.
This is the Abusing Woman podcast. Thank you for coming back.
It's really, it's Pride Month, right? So you got to have pride in what you've done in your past. I don't think I have any other stories of actually hurting girls.
I think that's fine. I think we've reached a good point with that, anyways.
Well, my friend, I'll tell you this way. My friend, he broke this girl's leg by giving her a hug one time.
Damn, that's a
Dude,
strong hug.
My boy, thick. But I said, you ever think about if Indiana Jones ever did a 23andMe and found out he was like 60% black? That's why his last name's Jones. And then they make a blackface Indiana Jones movie.
No. What was that guy at work that I always told you he had the coolest name? Oh, it was Chuck Jones. And he had the deepest voice of all time. He was like, yeah, how's it going? I was like, oh, shit. What's up, Chuck?
What's up, Chuck? You want to go deaf?
I heard you hurt my daughter, Caitlin.
Dude, if she was black, she would have whooped me.
You think so?
In Crest Hill, dude, those girls got knives.
Oh, yeah. She would have pulled your weave out.
She would have threw her earrings to the side and started whooping me with the ISAT booklet.
And that would hurt.
Did you see... I was watching another podcast, and they were talking about, like, AI influencers. Like Lil Miquela. You know her?
No.
She's like a CGI girl who wears, like, Gucci and shit. People think she's real on Instagram. You never heard of her?
No.
She was interviewing like artists at Coachella.
Yeah. That's so sad, dude. That reminds me of like that phase recently on Snapchat where there was like the realistic girl filter that you could throw that on.
Dude, I was real cute. I don't know about you.
Dude, I was hot as fuck, but people were making genuine Tinder accounts with that shit.
Yeah.
And just catfishing thousands of guys, thousands of matches.
To be honest though, you kind of got to be pretty stupid to not know that that's a filter.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
you're like, damn, the last 5 girls I matched with all got the same hair.
What do you think someone just went way over the top with that shit and just actually met up with a guy?
Yeah, he was like, you lied. He was like Instagram versus reality.
Yeah, social experiment.
What's
millions of views on YouTube?
What's the song where it's like
dude looks like a lady?
No, that's one, but
promiscuous girl.
No, it was like a Wild 'N Out song.
Teasing me.
Like something about Instagram be lying.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
But no, yeah, Lil Miquela's the new hotness for the last couple of years. She's about to take over the wave of influencers.
Yeah.
The influencer bubble is bursting, but Lil Miquela stays 19 forever.
I get older, Lil Miquela stays the same age.
Dude, you could jerk off to Lil Miquela. She's not that cute though. She got bangs.
It's like some Black Mirror shit.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's the new season.
Dude, have you watched any of those episodes yet?
Not yet, no.
Have you? The only thing I'll say, and this doesn't spoil anything, is that it's not gay when you're playing video games with your homies.
I agree. Open RP.
Open RP.
Dude, when WoW Classic comes out, we're going to join an RP server.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm going to play a girl. That was my first mistake. Was like I made a couple of characters in WoW, but like I never pursued them. Mm-hmm. And the one that I actually started playing the most was just like a female paladin.
Yeah.
And just all these guys were trying to fuck me, dude. Every time I'd be like, please, like I'm a man.
I was watching an old like a throwback WoW video or something the other day. It was yesterday. I was on a run. I was listening to it, and they were talking about this girl who fucked some dude for the first flying mount. She put an ad on Craigslist, and she was like, "A fair trade, an epic mount for an epic mount."
That's awesome.
And there was a bunch of trolls like hitting her up, and she was like, "Only serious inquiries. Send me screenshots of your account with the 5,000 gold. Send me the 5,000 gold first, and then we can meet up."
Dude, she was the original premium Snapchat girl. Well,
I'm saying. She probably has a premium Snapchat right now.
Yeah. I mean, that was just actually prostitution
Yeah, legitimately.
For virtual gain.
That was the first Bitcoin prostitution.
That's kind of sad, dude. To pimp yourself out for WoW currency.
Well, hold on. Here's her she did a follow-up post because she did it. And she put a screenshot of her character up with the, like, flying on the griffin or whatever. And she was like, to everyone who was making fun of me, calling me a prostitute, I got my flying mount in 1 hour.
How...
What's up?
How unsatisfying do you think that sex was for her?
Well, I'll tell you right now, dog.
Okay.
She did the follow-up post. She was like, she goes, to everyone out here who was trolling me and make fun of me, calling me a prostitute, I got my flying mount in under an hour, while all you fucking losers are out here grinding for 100 plus. He's like, and I got laid. So that's more than, she was like, both parties were fully satisfied, and that's more than I could say for the most of you fucking idiots.
That's crazy. That the guy in WoW who had 5K to spare, he fucks.
He had sex. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
dude.
no, well, I mean, he pleased her too, which is the most surprising part of that.
Well, this guy, I mean, you gotta believe that kind of dude was probably milking himself like probably 4 or 5 times a day. So he had
Dude,
some.
If I was having
stamina.
sex during when like I was playing WoW, it would not go over well.
What was your peak WoW years? Like 2006, 2007?
Yeah, no, probably 2008 when I was in 8th grade.
All right, what was I doing in 8th grade?
Probably fucking making girls go deaf, brother.
Oh, you're right. Oh yeah, dude. I would have fucking nutted my pants so hard.
I would have plowed that deaf girl.
Dude.
What?
I swear, semen healed ruptured eardrums. I heard it works.
What a strange turn this episode is taking.
I love it. So, Jamie got drunk the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So, not a super rare occasion, but she was like extremely drunk the other day.
Yeah.
And she comes home at like 3 a.m. and she like crawls in the bed. She's still got her shoes on and everything.
Jesus.
She's like laying there, like over the blankets, just like face in the blankets, feet hanging off, with her boots on. And I'm like, "You okay?" She's like, "I can't see anything." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I can't see a single thing right now." And I'm like, "Are you okay? Like, do you need something? Like, or do you need water?" She's like, "No, I can't see anything." And I'm like, "Well, what's up?" Then she like looks up at me and she goes, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "Yeah?" She goes, "You have so many eyes."
Oh man.
I was like,
she was out there.
I was like, "How many eyes do I have?" She's like, "I can't see, but so many." I was like, "Well, how many? Can you count them?" She goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "How many eyes?" She's walking in here. I'm telling a story about you telling me I have so many eyes. And she goes, "You have 3 eyes?" I was like, "Whoa,
So
3
many.
eyes? That's one more than normal." And she
Dude,
was
as soon as she entered the bed with her shoes on, though, oh man, I wouldn't be taking that with any of my girlfriends. I would have yeeted her. Like, excuse me?
no, she was out of commission. And then I made her some noodles at 3 a.m.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot.
made you some noodles.
What kind of noodles?
They're bow ties and like little sort of like mini mastacholi-ish noodles. I don't know what
Sounds
they're
pretty
called.
fire. Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, we're at about that time already, huh?
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
Don't deafen people.
Mm-mm. Unless you want them to be swole as shit.
Oh, true. Callbacks.
Yeah, I second that. Don't deafen people. School nurses, please figure out how to diagnose your children.
With deafness.
And
They're like, oh, you're deaf? Here's some Adderall.
And I speak for the trees.
Dude, I just nutted.
I'm conditioned, Pavlovianly conditioned to nut every time I see the Lorax.
That's so sick. I'd watch that movie all the time.
I can't. It's just uncontrollable.
All right. Later.
Later.